Welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure to have today with us the Portainer folks that will be telling us how to manage MicroK8s clusters through Portainer. Ali, the stage is yours.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Ali. I'm working at Portainer as a front-end developer, currently in the Kubernetes team, working on a bunch of ease of use features. So one of the ones that we've been working on a lot is installing MicroK8s as like a multi-node cluster and also being able to manage it after the install. So you can do things like scale up and down, you can check statuses, you can manage add-ons, you can enable the community add-ons and manage those from Portainer as well. I might share my screen to kind of get into it. I did just boot up just a basic Portainer, so I'll kind of go from the very first steps. See if I can share. I'll share my whole window. There we go. See if it works. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, go ahead.
Sweet. So just in case James didn't turn up, I did at least installed Portainer. So I went to I pretty much searched Portainer docs, and I've just got Docker running on my local machine, and just copied this first command, second one here. And the instance that I've got is pretty basic. It's just got my local Docker environment here. And I did a couple of steps to create the admin user, and also I entered in a license key. And Portainer does have some deal with, like, I think it's 3 nodes free at the moment for like the business license. So don't have too much set up, but we'll get into it. I also have made just a bunch of virtual machines on DigitalOcean, and I made them just with a SSH key and no password. So to be able to actually start installing all these MicroK8s machines, get into this shared credentials part of Portainer under settings and add shared credentials, and go to this last one here, which is SSH credentials that you can add to Portainer. The name can be anything. We'll call it DigitalOcean username. What is the username of these? I think it's Ubuntu. I'll go with Ubuntu for the username for now. Maybe even I can just quickly look. I'm going to guess it's Ubuntu. Username. Or is it root? Depends if it's Linode or... We'll go with Ubuntu. And then password. Pretty much what you put in here is the same credentials you'd put to SSH to the machine. So in this case, it's not mandatory, and I've only used a SSH key for these. So I'll upload the private key, and let's have a look. Let's go to upload DigitalOcean one. So you can see that it's kind of, I've uploaded the key and it's put in the whole private thing, and I won't scroll down so you guys don't get it.
So, sorry, Francisco just said that the default username in DigitalOcean for Ubuntu machines is, it will lose Ali. Hello?
Yep, back again. Sorry, I just accidentally clicked on the wrong tab.
Sorry.
Cool.
Francisco just said that the default username for the Ubuntu machines on DigitalOcean is root.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll change it to root. Cool. That should be enough. Don't need the password in this case, and don't need a passphrase because I didn't set that up either. But if you do have something more secure with both of these, you can add them. So now that I've got this SSH key, I can go to environments and go to add, and can create a full Kubernetes cluster here. And oh no, not is it provision with CAS? No, it's provision Kubernetes as a service cluster. Or is it? No, one moment. Yes, perfect. Create a Kubernetes cluster. And yeah, we'll just call this one MicroK8s. And as you can see, it's already got my credentials already filled out. If you didn't have it, it would just give you an option to create one. And yeah, you can select which of your machines are going to be control plane and worker nodes. You can also check out the version that you want to install of MicroK8s and also add-ons. So I'll just copy and paste maybe just some of the machines to start with, and then we can do some managing of it after. So it's as easy as just copying and pasting the IPs. We'll do it as the control planes. You can just do it. You can separate them with just a comma or a new line. So this one here. And let's do this one as well. And leave the last two. But all of them as control plane. Do 1.28. And maybe to start with, we'll just do a couple of add-ons. We'll do maybe ingress and add on maybe some host pass storage. And we'll go provision. So yeah, it does take a while to install on all these 3 nodes. So it will be quite a while, probably like roughly 5 or so minutes to install. If I'd prepared it, I'd probably have this cluster already ready for you guys. So in the meantime, does anyone have any questions so far?
Yes, what were the other options? The provision CAS.
Oh, yeah. I'll go into that. So this is when you want to use like a cloud service. So all these providers have their own kind of Kubernetes offerings. And if you say upload your Civo API key, you can actually provision a Civo cluster, or same with Linode, DigitalOcean, or Google Cloud, and Amazon. So yeah, instead, like all these options are kind of ones that they kind of manage it themselves, but it's just easy to kind of spin up the cluster and then also install the Portainer agent, so you can manage it all from here. Yeah, so that's another option if you want to use a cloud provider instead of your own machines. Yeah, so yeah, those are kind of some of the kind of easy provisioning features that we've been working on. Yeah, off and on for the past year, as well as a bunch of other things.
And the Portainer that you have here is like, it's running on Docker, right?
Yeah, I've just got it running locally at the moment.
Is there a way to have it manage an already existing cluster?
To manage an existing cluster, yeah, that's easily possible too. So if I've got an existing Kubernetes cluster, the easiest way to kind of be able to manage it from here is probably going into add environment, connect with, so these are the existing ones you can connect with. And if you do it here, you can just import the kube config from an existing environment. So that's probably the easiest way to do it. And you can also do it kind of after installing the agent as well yourself, and then entering in the address here.
And so one question, if you have a Kubernetes cluster and you start Portainer as a pod there, I guess it's possible, right? There should be a way to deploy it as a pod.
Yeah.
Does it immediately see and manage the cluster that it is in, or do you have to give it something?
Yes. Yeah. So if there is the option to do it with full Kubernetes install, and you can do it with a Helm chart, or I think there's a couple of manifests as well. And if you install it on an existing cluster, you can manage that cluster that it's in straight away. Yeah, so that's, I think in Portainer they're saying like best practices to have Portainer just in a separate environment to the ones that you're managing. but you can also do it just, install it on whatever cluster or Docker environment you want to manage as well. Yeah, especially for just playing around, it's the easiest way to go. Just install it in the cluster or the Kubernetes or the Docker environment you want to manage. Yeah. Let's see. Oh no, that's, oh yeah, this is it. Oh, sweet, we've got it. Yeah. Let's get into it actually. So yeah, it's going to be loading the details by actually doing a quick SSH and finding out what add-ons are there and what version it's got on the node count. Oh, environment details, we'll actually go somewhere else for managing it. We'll go into this connected MicroK8s cluster that's created, and yeah, it's got 6 gigs of RAM and 3 nodes each. And yeah, this is the MicroK8s cluster that we've just installed within these DigitalOcean VMs. So yeah, these 3 will be a node each in the cluster. Yeah, I can check out all the default namespaces and all that. And yeah, let's have a look in cluster setup, which, oh, is it cluster details that has it? Yes, yep, here. So yeah, I can see the nodes that we've just installed it on. Can check out the add-ons that are installed. And yeah, some cool things we can do is, what's this one? We can check the status of each one. So see if it's running. And also another cool thing we can do is just directly SSH to these nodes. So yeah, we can even do a MicroK8s. Also got this whole page which does the same thing to check things like what's installed. And if you did want to do other SSH stuff, you can just do it from directly in Portainer. And we can actually also do things like add an extra node to it or remove a node from the cluster. Or we can maybe install another add-on. So what would you guys like to do first?
The first thing I would like to say is how to get the kubeconfig file.
Yeah, sure. Let's go to, where is it now? Kubeconfig. Just double checking where I get it from. We do have it, but I haven't done this in a while. Give me a moment. Dashboards. Oh, here. Yep. Sweet. So we can download this here. Add on MicroK8s. And yeah, with this, you can actually set it up. So if you did want to use it in your own shell, you can.
Nice. And in terms of applications, what apart from the add-ons that already exist in MicroK8s, is there a way to deploy applications on MicroK8s from Portainer that are not MicroK8s add-ons?
Yep. Yeah, that's easy. So you can just click on the cluster, click on this application. So this includes, deployments, daemon sets, stateful sets, maybe a couple of other things. I think if you've made a pod that has no kind of, a pod that has nothing to manage it, it shows up here as well. So yeah, you can do really easy create from manifest stuff. You could install using a Helm chart, and you can add your own repository. You can also, install straight from a manifest from a Git repository and be able to do a bit of GitOps from it, where you can maybe poll that manifest and check for changes and have it automatically update. Update what's installed based on that manifest you've got in your repository. What else? Any URL to a file, or just a copy and paste web editor. So that's some of those advanced options. And you can also, there's just an easy kind of type and click form as well, where you put in whatever image you want and how you want it deployed. Depending on how you want it deployed, it'll decide whether, say, depending on how you want it deployed, it'll choose what type of deployment or what type of application it will be. And you can also, add in some environment variables, annotations, and all that. Yeah, and you can make all your services here as well. So if we did want to, I don't know, I have no idea, if caddy, maybe it's 8080 or something. And it also gives you options to expose it with an ingress controller as well. And cool thing about MicroK8s is that that's one of the things you can actually, expose it with. Right now I don't have any ingress, so I'd need to create that first. But I think I've got one already set up because it was one of the add-ons that I added. Yeah, so I've got an ingress controller already installed. And these are the classes from that. Yeah, I don't have a pretty prepared full ingress demo right now, but yeah, that makes it really easy to get going straight away. So,
no worries. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just sweet that you don't need to kind of know all the commands straight away, which is pretty cool. As long as you've got kind of know roughly how to SSH to a machine is about the knowledge that you need. Just knowing that you need maybe a private key to add to set up within those settings here. Yeah. Would you like me to show you anything else, or do you guys have any questions, or can scale it up and add a couple of nodes if you want?
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah, sure.
So I've seen that you can add more clusters, more than one clusters over there, right?
Yep, definitely.
Have you done any stress test, like how many clusters can you have? Like, is there a known limit?
I don't know the exact number right now. I know we've done testing up to maybe 3,000 environments. I know in Kubernetes, there's still some performance we're working on for the size of the clusters themselves, but the number of clusters I think is in the thousands, but not tens of thousands.
Okay.
Don't quote me, but it's something like that at the moment. But
no, I guess if you get into that range, a user interface will not save you. You probably need scripts to manage it, right?
Yeah.
Like even scrolling down on the list of clusters is going to take you a while.
Yeah. I know within the cluster, it goes well until you get to about 50 namespaces and it starts to slow down. We're still working on a bunch of performance improvements so it doesn't have to query per namespace as many things, which is what really slows it down in some places. And we are working on having more things where you can just select a particular namespace to look within, which makes it kind of really snappy. If it's within, say, all namespaces, that's when it slows down a bit, because it's kind of going over each namespace to check what's there, or things like, I don't know, config maps and secrets. It checks, say, if these are being used by an application or something like this. So, yeah.
Can you see can you see logs?
Yep.
Of pods? Yeah,
definitely. I'll just deploy an application real quick.
And is there some kind of integration with Prometheus, for example, for monitoring?
We don't have it yet, but that's something that's definitely in the works. If you do want to install kind of something third party, then we definitely allow that, but we don't have it baked into Portainer yet. We've got, say, already just checking the status. Go onto that. So you can see the pods that are part of the application, and it looks like this one's running, so you can quickly check out the logs from it.
And you can also get the console. Did I see that correctly?
Yeah.
Nice.
So down in here, you can actually console into it. Kind of tells you, it lets you put in which one to console bin, which is usually this command, but sometimes it's, yeah.
That's pretty cool. What else is on the roadmap?
It's
Maybe, like, can you tell us, or is like?
I have no idea how much I can give away, but I think a lot of it's going to be making the workflows a lot more easy and obvious, and yeah, just a lot easier to use and kind of match how people want to use Portainer. So yeah, I think with the cloud offering, it'll be a lot with being able to integrate even easier with kind of GitOps related things. So yeah, just make that as simple as possible. If you want to manage applications with Helm charts, I think we're going to make this a bit nicer as well. Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to be ease of use to be able to do kind of superpower things, but a lot easier. Yeah, some of the cool thing that we definitely kind of talk about is being able to do just, I think it's one of the easiest ways to be able to start like a GitOps workflow where you've got, say, some manifest in your repository, and it can either poll like say every, I don't know, 5 minutes or every hour for changes, or I think it can be also triggered with a webhook. So yeah, things that are easy like that. And also we've done heaps of work for saying exposing applications via ingresses. So I think making that even easier as well. I think there's still a lot of, Neil, our CEO's got big ideas and is very involved.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Any more questions, people?
All these come only in the business version of Portainer.
Yes, I think not everything. So I think GitOps, you can do a bit of that within the free one, but I think provisioning with MicroK8s is business only, and a bunch of these cars ones are also business only. The one thing that's good is that there is just a 3 nodes free where you can have a 3-node cluster set up with all these business features. Yeah, free of charge for it as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. But yeah, the free one's still pretty powerful. And yeah, you can still manage all your Kubernetes clusters with that, with most of the features.